In this, I'll call it an episode or video, the family, I want to speak about the family that protects their healer, and then the relative that is assigned to watch over them. This is some things I found in my research. There is a strange pattern that appears in families where a healer is born. The healer is rarely alone. Long before the healer understands their role, two figures have already taken their positions inside the family. One quietly protects them, the other quietly studies them. This is how it should go, but many of you don't experience. But let me just give you this information for when you replicate and see a healer come after you in the next generation. See, most people never notice this pattern until many years later, but that won't be for you. And once it becomes visible, the entire family story begins to look different. In certain families, restorative people appear again and again across generations. Again, a grandmother known for helping people through difficult seasons, a grandfather who gave wise counsel to neighbors, an aunt who quietly guided young people away from destructive paths. The healer rarely appears as the first. They appear as the continuation. But when a healer appears in a generation, the family environment changes in subtle ways. Some people become protective, others become unusually attentive. Questions begin to follow the healer, and observations begin to accumulate. Some begin watching closely. The healer notices the strange reactions first. Some relatives feel unusually supportive. They defend the healer when others criticize them. They quietly create opportunities for them. They seem to understand something about the healer's path that others do not. But another type of relative appears as well. This person listens carefully to everything the healer says. They studied their decisions. They remember details about them that no one else seems to track. At first, this attention feels like curiosity, but over time, the attention becomes more intense. The watcher studies the healer the way a rival studies a competitor. The healer eventually begins asking a quiet question. Why does this person observe me so closely? Why do they collect information about my life? Why do they repeat my words to others? Why do they attempt to predict my next decision? The healer may believe the attention is personal, but the story often began long before the healer was even born. Because when a lineage produces restorative individuals, the family system often develops two roles automatically: the protector and the observer. The observer often does not realize the role they are performing. They believe they are simply curious or competitive or protective of the family reputation, but the role may have been performed by someone in an earlier generation as well. A relative who questioned the healer before them, a relative who monitored the person who spoke difficult truths, a relative who quietly attempted to limit the healer's influence. The role moves through generations just like the healing gift does. This is why many healers experience both support and scrutiny inside their own families, because the same lineage that produced the healer also produced the person assigned to study them. Two forces emerging from the same bloodline. One attempting to protect restoration, the other attempting to contain it. That was a lot. There is some information I need to give you about the two individuals. And one or the other is normally, it may be one, will be an ancestor that had been assigned to you at birth, that has the courage, endurance, strength, and wisdom, who is fully aware of the bloodline that will oppose you, that will watch over you. The healer often believes the conflict began with them, But when the family story is examined carefully, something startling becomes visible. The roles were already waiting: the protector and the watcher, and the healer who was about to awaken. The pattern I mentioned in regards to the one that contains and the one that protects, they appear in many spiritual traditions and family belief systems. But it is interpreted in a different way depending on culture, theology, and personal worldview. I'll try to explain this more clearly while keeping it grounded. First, the ancestor who awaited your birth is often understood symbolically as a lineage predecessor whose life prepared the path for the next generation. In many traditions, people believe that when someone in a family carried wisdom, healing ability, or leadership influence, that influence does not disappear when they die. Instead, the next generation may inherit the calling, the values, or role that person carried. In more practical or grounding terms, I'll say, the ancestor who awaited your birth is usually one of three things. One possibility is a predecessor in the family line, whose life ended earlier than expected, leaving unfinished work or influence. When someone later in the lineage develops similar insight, compassion, or restorative ability, the family may interpret that as the continuation of that person's role. Another possibility is a mentor type ancestor. See, many families remember a grandparent, an aunt, or elder who had unusual wisdom that helped many people or carried spiritual understanding. And so when someone in a later generation develops similar qualities, the family may feel that elder's influence continuing through them. A third possibility is a symbolic lineage role rather than a single individual. In some families, there is always someone who becomes the counselor, the healer, the mediator, or truth speaker. Different generations feel that role as time moves forward. Now, let's go into the two roles surrounding the healer, although we just spoke of one. In family systems and historical observation, I have the chills, guys. People who carry restorative influence often experience two types of figures around them. One figure behaves as a guardian or encourager. This person protects their reputation, encourages their path, and sometimes quietly guides them. And in families, this might be a supportive parent, grandparent, aunt, uncle, or older sibling who sees to understand their role. The other figure acts more like a challenger or limiter. The person questions them, studies their actions closely, or tries to restrain their influence. Sometimes the motivation is fear, jealousy, competition, or concern about how the healer might disrupt family dynamics. In spiritual interpretations, people sometimes believe that these roles can be influenced by ancestors or by generational dynamics. In psychological or sociological explanations, the pattern is often understood as family roles forming around someone who changes the family narrative. The key idea is that when someone begins restoring others, revealing truth, or altering long-standing patterns, people around them react in different ways. Some support the change, and others attempt to slow it or control it. The important thing to remember is that these patterns do not mean specific individuals were assigned by ancestors in a literal sense. They usually emerge from family history, inherited expectations, personality differences, and generational influence. But your observation touches on how families often repeat roles across generations. The counselor appears again, the challenger appears again, and the family story continues through new people. Thank you for visiting my channel. May your soul be blessed. Stay covered, stay conscious, and stay undefeated, and I will see you on the next one.